according to you, what is public learning?
Something which actually is easily understood by the public, something which comes with the range of their understanding. Of course, it can be part aspirational, part what you dream of, part something which people want to express their feelings through. It's just like basically a wish list.
Do you often go to public spaces?
Yes, I do.
How do you define a public space?
First of all, they have to be attractive, hygienic. Public spaces, for the public, so they have to be very, very expansive, user-friendly, very, very navigatable, open and greenery, mainly. Good landscaping, more open air. Should be some water bodies.
Swings.
And
Swings in places to sit and chill.
For the public, convenient and friendly space nowadays, that's very, very important. Facilities like toilets, water fountain, and some food areas, children friendly, eco-friendly. I think that should be good and clean. It should be safe, it should be clean, it should be well maintained. Things for playing like football, cricket, etc. It shouldn't be very crowded. You have your own space. Clean fresh air. No shops. No shops.
basically not very loud music, because then you can't even talk, like, or have a conversation.
अच्छा टाइम पास, क्योंकि घर में जब हम इतनी टेंशन में हम लोग टाइम हमारा वो होता है, तो थोड़ा हम चाहते हैं कि अच्छे से टाइम स्पेंड करें हम.
There should be sufficient flowers, sitting arrangement, maybe playing for kids playing system should be there. And beautiful. Public place should have a wine and beer shop. A public place should have a wine and beer shop, a chemist shop, and a place to get some recharge.
Public space is where you don't have to pay in order to get into that space. Like for example, lakes or a park or I don't know, wherever. And what I would like to find, for example, in the park is like seats and maybe umbrellas if I want to take a seat and enjoy the day or the sun or whatever.
And to have a lot of trees and to have
Play for the kids. A playground for children.
For me, it's a place where there are a lot of trees, it's green, it's safe, you have security, you have a place where the kids can be, that you can sit down and be chill.
I would prefer to come in say the garden is there, we could sit and relax over a cup of coffee, but not a congested place like a restaurant. Some open space. Or just want to spend time with the children and grandchildren.
Public tourism, I think, is any area which is inhabited by the public and which has potential for engaging the collective user rather than the individual user. That is in my opinion what public tourism is, irrespective of where it is located.
It's actually a very large area. Public tourism is a whole lot of buildings, a whole lot of spaces between buildings, spaces that public can use and have a meaning for the society. And have a significance for the city. That essentially is what I would imagine is public.
For me, it differs from city to village situation. And as I am a city dweller, I can talk about cities. For me, when I travel to different cities, public realm also gets a different connotation for me. For example, in Delhi, public realm for me are very defined spaces like public parks or where I can interact with the people who are not really my immediate known people, and even if I'm not interacting with them directly, I am in a kind of a commune. Okay. And in Delhi, I feel that I would be using more specified areas like whether in public parks or some institutional building where there's some open spaces or some designated spaces like Pragati Maidan, those kind of spaces. So these are for me a public realm. But when I go to other cities, like for example, where I did my architecture from Ahmedabad, sidewalk can turn into a public realm for me. That's what, and I do not have any hitch to sit down on the sidewalk, and because that's a kind of they don't have designated spaces, but certain sidewalks becomes a public space where you can sit down, you can talk, and you can talk with somebody whom you don't know actually, and you are in a public domain. So I think what I wanted to say is that it differs from city to city, it differs from context to context.
See, you have a lot of this thing actually comes through history, where you have landscapes, you have the open spaces earlier, and then suddenly the artists started making buildings. So it's a healthy balance of what we should take it as the outdoors and the indoors. And when you talk about public spaces, people are social, so there are social areas, there are hubs, there are nodal points. Basically, a city like this, let's take a urban situation where people have to stay. So what they need is a house. They need to commute to their roads. They need to buy something to their shopping centers. They need to be physically well. So that means they have to walk, jog, whatever. There are parks, jogging tracks, stadiums, etc., etc. So it's basically what constitutes as a requirement for the public. So it stems out of necessity, what is necessary for the public requirement. So I think all that forms a part of the public area.
I would say public space, public realm or public space is a parent umbrella, under which you got, culture, facility.
Infrastructure is there, physical spaces are there,
shopping,
transportation is there.
So all these things are actually part of, overall public
wealth.
Yeah.
For a definition that's more to do with spaces that impact on the public's perception of the city. So actual legal ownership is of secondary importance. It's more to do with perception, isn't it? It's the space between buildings, the spaces that make up the public's idea of what the city is.
What do you think about the public spaces in India? Not good.
It doesn't exist in India.
And especially it's not maintained well, and secondly people are very careless in terms of where they throw their stuff. Especially parks, people come there, enjoy themselves, but leave a lot of garbage around, so that's one of the main problems.
No, you can't even compare. I think the people who use it, they abuse it, and they mess it up for everyone. Like, you can't really sit on the grass you have, and even if you clean up, the people who use it, they are usually uneducated, and they don't really have basic manners to maintain those grasses.
Indian government must improve the quality of these spaces. Okay,
I think some are excellent. I think Gurgaon is generally disastrous.
What about Delhi?
Well, and clearly the The Lutyens Delhi, the Red Fort, the major sites have some of the world's great urban spaces. I think it is unfortunate that the new developments, and particularly Gurgaon, no real regard is being given to public space.
Bangalore has a lot of gardens. Bangalore, I like Bangalore, okay, but we don't know New Delhi. Okay, we don't know. One friend told me that New Delhi it's better than Gurgaon.
It is definitely.
Area.
It's beautiful.
Okay. We don't know.
Are you planning a trip to Delhi?
Yes.
You should go.